I'm out with Pam Pettit. We're out on, about 20 feet from Helicon Road. We're just south from Helicon itself. Pam, everything around your house here is flat on the ground except for your home. How is it still standing?
We're blessed. We are very blessed.
I'm with Dallas Seymour. Dallas, you're the son of the property owner. You got us some extensive damage. Tell me what you were doing last night when this came through.
Well, we was watching it on TV, and when it showed us getting close, we got in the hall, and you could hear it when it hit our shed, and there, and then it done hit the house just a little bit right there. But I was just glad we all are safe.
Yeah, and so humans were physically harmed. How about your livestock? I know you got some cattle out there.
We had one get killed.
I was to tell you, that was not straight line wind. That was a hurricane or a tornado that come through here because we heard it.
Well, you were in your house, the window broke out, and you could hear the telltale sound, couldn't you?
I heard it before the window broke, and I was already with my dog headed to the center of the house. This house is an old farmhouse, and each room just about's been built individually to where you've got double walls in it and stuff. And I think that's, besides the fact that God covers our derrieres, and we lost no life. We lost nothing important.
And we're looking here right behind you, and I guess this is the shed you're talking about. To me, it's a barn. It's a big structure.
Yeah.
Pretty well took this north wing of it, took the roof off and dropped it on the ground.
Yeah, it's an old chicken house we use for hay and whatnot, and yeah, it hit this one and one across the road, and then another one up.
I see you're out here. Looks like you're repairing fences, trying to keep the cattle from running off. All right, I've made my way into the town of Helicon. This is on the north side of town, directly across from nice Helicon Volunteer Fire Department, which sustained damage to its new building. In fact, it knocked it all the way down to the foundation. The old fire station sustained a little bit of damage to the roof and the wall structure on the north side. As you can see, this structure pretty much taken out. Roofs are down, walls have collapsed. As we move in here to the out area, it's on the north side here, nothing really bothered it. We've got power line down everywhere here. As you can see, the back of the structure has pretty well been just torn off. We've got cinder block walls that have come down. The front side of this has the roof peeled off. The roof itself, I would say at least a couple of parts of it have ended up in this tree. The tornado shelter, it was full of citizens last night, from what I understand, filled to capacity. You can see some fresh lumber. That was what was going to be the new addition to the fire station. It was pretty much pulled down all the way to the foundation. As you can see, Helicon Fire Station itself is in reasonably good shape, except for the roof line and the north wall, which is to the right of this picture. That office area looks like it sustained some water damage inside.
Coming down.
How about your neighbors? It looked like this took out about half mile, maybe a little bit more of distance up and down this road.
Well, it got their uncle's house, both his front and back porch, and I'm not sure. I know another neighbor down there, it hit his house about 2 miles down the road, but that's as much damage as I know of.
Our house has some water in it. There's been no loss of life, but we have lost everything else, which is okay.
Well, now you lost your barn, which was directly behind me. It is literally
right there.
flat on the ground.
There is no barn. And we've lost the roof and stuff on another barn back here, and stuff blown out of it. All pine trees are gone. All trees are gone. Animals are dead.
You lost about half your chickens.
We had probably 75 chickens, and we've lost over half.
Goodness. Yeah. And the rest of them are running loose. I've introduced myself to a couple of them.
I found some across the highway. I found dead ones in trees. And
goodness. Here I am near a chicken house. As you can see, I've got several chickens running out in front of me. Looks like a whole batch of them were just released into the world overnight. I've seen this in multiple locations here in the Helicon community. These chickens are obviously photo shy. They're running off from me. They seem to be enjoying living around this huge down tree. This was the large 8-9 foot root pattern tree that just came right out of the ground. Good thing it fell the direction it did, otherwise it'd be on top of this young lady's house. Well, whatever prayers you've been doing, I would say it paid off today.
They worked last night.
Now, I know you've been worried about this tree right here that's going to come up by the roots.
Yeah.
It's a, what is that, 75, 80 years old maybe?
Oh, that one was, yes. And this one's close to it. And of course, you see it's got no top. All of these trees are right around 100 years old, some of them.
Well, you don't have to worry about that one ever falling on your house again.
We had it's not funny, but 2 years ago we had a humongous old pecan fall on the house. So we're at it again.
This particular county road has extensive damage up and down it. Runs for about, I'm going to say, a half to 5/8 of a mile. There are power poles literally snapped, broken down. Alabama Power Company, along with Cullman Electric Cooperative, have multiple crews. I've counted 6 different trucks working this area. On the south end of Helicon, looking north, extensive damage up and down Helicon Road. That's County Road 77 in Winston County. This structure is flattened. In the distance, you can see these concrete light poles. Multiple concrete light poles have been taken down. That's the work you see in the distance with Alabama Electric Cooperative. They've got at least 6 or 7 crews, several big trucks in place.
Those big some of them just snapped concrete, huge concrete things just snapped like it was a toothpick.
Here's an example of what we're talking about in the way of very large, high voltage concrete power poles. This one snapped off at about the 6-7 foot from the ground level. Snapped off again right at the transformer, right where the supports for the big cables are at. Obviously, the power to this has been shut off, but this is probably a multi-kilovolt power line that feeds this whole road up and down Helicon up to Highway 278.
I think it's a tornado from the steel or the beams over there on that other shed. It had regular metal beams and it twisted them some.
Yeah, and then when you look at the debris pattern that I see running around, everything's moved in different directions. It's not like it was a straight line, just blew it all over in a pile. It looks like it spun it everywhere.
It had a pattern.
Well, Dallas, I appreciate you talking to me. I'll let you get back to fence building. Thank you so much.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about the community. I've noticed people just reaching out.
Yes.
You're getting help from every different direction, aren't you?
I was very surprised. So much traffic on our road, and I walked up to the closest store to us to find coffee this morning, and there were people up there, even though the doors were locked. That one lady was up there that didn't have a home anymore, but the cars and everything on the road were people looking to help, to do whatever you need. We've had the Red Cross has been here with tarps to cover roof and clean up water in the house, stuff to do that. But this group of people that live along here on Helicon Road have shown what real Americans are today. This is what we do. This is what God's people do. We go through disasters, we live through them, and some of us don't. But we work together. We work together and rebuild.